They finally backed you guys up a little bit.
I'm breathing all up on you.
Let's start us off, guys. Go ahead, Evan.
I think last week you said you were hoping to have more clarity on Logan, kind of where he's at. Is there any more information on kind of what he's dealing with right now?
There is, but I don't have anything to share just yet. We're hoping that we're getting some good information right now on how to get him back to playing, but I'm gonna wait on that just till we're 100% sure, because we're just kind of getting some information yesterday and today.
Bailey?
No, Mac and not just on the ice today, Anthony.
No, just it was optional. I wasn't on either.
Jesse?
Coach, obviously, we don't have to talk about the goaltender interference from Long Island, specifically, but there was kind of a run the last few days of challenges that maybe coaches didn't agree with, and it feels like we're hearing from coaches more than in years past. Is that maybe just a sign of hey, there's a lot of confusion in what these calls are, and coaches are finally just saying something about it?
Yeah, I'm sure there's ebbs and flows to it, for every individual coach, for the coaches as a whole. I mean, all the onus is kind of put on us to be making the calls. So with that, I think we want as much clarity as we can get, and I think you'll go through stretches where we watch all of the coaches' challenges and we're yep, understand it, get it. And you remember ones in the recent past, you remember ones from a year or two ago, you remember all the ones that you have conversations with the league about and try to get clarity on so you can make the best decisions. Because going down a man for 2 minutes is not a great option for you, And some guys are more conservative than others, but I think you're just looking for clarity so you can at least make the right call or know the odds of the call being overturned when you make it, right? And I've gone through stretches where I feel like I'm close to 100% on him, and I've gone through stretches where I'm way below 50 on him. So when I get in that spot, and if other coaches are feeling that way, then you tend to articulate it a little bit. And so I feel like there is some confusion right now, and the league will do its best to keep sending out the videos and descriptions, and we'll keep calling and asking for clarity so we can make the best call for our teams.
Kobe, then Corey.
Coach, the 1996 team is being on tonight. How cool is it to have those guys just around the rink and be here for the game?
It's pretty cool, yeah. I know they had their big function last night and got together and with the fans and then after as a group and sharing stories and memories, and a bunch of them are here this morning, hanging around and talking to our guys. But I think it's pretty special. It shows you where you're trying to get to as a team. You grinding with guys for 8-9 months at the least amount of time, and sometimes it takes years, and when you have success it's a bond that'll last a lifetime, and it's just a good reminder of that, and being able to see all the legends and of the game, and Avs legends here and mingling with our guys. I think it's pretty special.
Corey, then Pat.
Gavin Brindley gonna play tonight?
He is.
I remember any player comes back from injury, sometimes it takes a while to get, we've talked about Ross last year, just him being a young guy and being sort of this first time through all this, is there anything different with him, trying to get him back and running after an injury like that?
Not at all. I actually think he's going to come back and be really good. A young guy, he's going to bounce back quick. He's pretty disciplined in his approach to the game, and part of it is just him working and his relentlessness on the puck and the competitiveness that he brings. And I think that, that is something that's not going to go away after just a couple weeks for him.
Pat, then Eric.
I guess if you're around hockey enough, you see a little bit of everything, and sometimes things you don't see that often. And that Scott Wedgwood thing, was that kind of a bizarre situation? It seemed like when they told you, you're kind of smirking a little bit. Were you?
Well, because I knew it was coming. I saw him go over to the penalty box and have a conversation. So there was there wasn't many things that they were going to come over and talk to us about at that point. I just think the timing of it's odd. I get the rule. I understand it. I certainly agree with it in play. When you see someone get hit and they look like it could be a head injury, that you want to address it and take them out of the game and be sure. And it's a precaution put in place for very good reason. It was a little delayed, which is, I think it's normal with that process of who needs to be called and the translation between a couple different parties to get down to the refs to pull them for us. I just don't, like, we have to score on Landy's shot to, even for it to continue, so maybe they could have just had their conversation quick, let Landy shoot, and then maybe nothing happens if it ended the same way. I also think, because our trainer went out, Matty went out, and he just kind of like tweaked his back a little bit, and if that's the information we have, then there's no need to take him out. I think Matty's very good at what he does, and he talks to Wedgie about the reason why he went down, why he was slow to get up, and if it's back, then there's no need to pull him out of the game. I think you have to trust the guys that we have hired to do that job, that he's okay. I also think even if it was his head, that facing a 3-second penalty shot or shootout isn't probably the end of the world either. I don't think he's going to have serious repercussions physically after that workload, So it just seemed a little strange. You don't see it. I understand it, and I agree with the protocols that they have in place, and it just kind of is what it is. You're probably risking more injury, though, if by putting Blackwood in cold and having him have to strain and stretch and flex on one penalty shot than you are with Wedge.
Aaron?
Can you share who's coming out for Brindley?
Bardakov.
A couple last ones, Colleen, then Megan.
Just the Panthers coming in on a back-to-back, struggling with injuries, and you guys coming off this long road trip. What are you kind of looking and focusing on tonight against them? Yeah,
should be similar energy levels, I'm thinking. Them playing last night, us coming off of this trip. It's a good team. I mean, great forechecking team. They make it hard at you at your own net. Like a lot of their goals, their identity is taking pucks hard to the cage and hanging around there and making it really difficult on your defenders, especially net front. They're always a really connected group of 5 on the ice, so we'll have to be the same. And we have some areas that we feel like we want to attack tonight, and they're going to continue to play to their identity, and got to be able to find some open ice tonight to get up and moving, and getting through their forecheck is not easy.
Commissioner May?
What's been your assessment of the power play through this last stretch, and what do you want to see to drive more consistent results?
It's been okay. Some power plays have looked really good, and some not so much. So to me, what I want to see drive more consistent results is more consistency in our execution, our decision making. Mostly those two things. Like first power play the other night, Nashville, great. Last one gets us a big goal, 6-on-4. The middle couple weren't quite as good with the execution and the decision making for us with the puck. And that's kind of the way it was on the road trip. I think it's coming a little bit. We've got some new personnel coming onto it a little bit. We're starting to pop some of the guys off Unit 2 on to Unit 1 with Cale and Max staying. So we have a little bit of a change of plans and trying to make it a little bit more competitive within our group instead of just Unit 1 and nobody else. But yeah, I think it's about discipline with their puck moving. I think it's about execution at times, and the decision making is a little bit of a issue sometimes. Like we get into the zone, we make a play, we rush something or mis-execute, it comes out of the zone, and they stuff us once and half the power play's gone, right? And I don't think we can afford to make those mistakes if we want to be a top power play in the league.
Thanks, Chairman.
Yeah, thanks.
We're honoring the 1996 Stanley Cup champion team. What's it like to have those guys around here, around the rink?
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Obviously, finish video and then turn the corner and there's just 30 guys or whatever, 20 guys right there. So pretty cool to see, pretty cool to talk with them, meet them, and really cool thing that they're doing, bringing them all back.
Is there anything you can share that you talked about with them?
I've talked to them for probably 30 seconds, so maybe after now, but I had to rush kind of after a longer meeting today. So.
How exciting is it for you and the team to play in front of these legends?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, it's fun for them, I'm sure, to come see it and see all the old guys again, and hopefully come and watch our game tonight and have fun. And but for us, it's yeah, like I said, it's cool to meet them, and yeah.
Knowing that, you know, that's part of your history, how cool is that, just kind of legacy-wise, being part of a team that has done so much like that?
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Obviously, they accomplished that 2 years before I was born, and it's pretty neat. Obviously, I wasn't allowed to see it, but I've obviously heard a lot about it, and like you said, it's part of the organization, so it's pretty cool. They bring the legends back like that, and like I said, I've never met most of them, so it's pretty neat.
Is there one guy you want to stake out and talk to?
That's a great question. I just met Sandis Avlanche really quick there, and that was pretty cool. I'm sure there's a lot of guys. I haven't really had the chance to see who else here yet. So.
Have you met Peter?
Quickly, I met him before, but yeah, I haven't talked to him too much yet. So.
Yeah, like you're saying, you're like -3 when this all happened. Have you watched highlights? Have you gone back and watched like 2001, 1996? Have you ever seen those?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen highlights and stuff like that through their cup run and that team and everything, and obviously they had a special group there, and it was pretty special. So yeah, I haven't talked to too many. I don't think Joe goes around every day telling everybody about it, but yeah, it's pretty neat to see them all here.
Speaking of Stanley Cup winning teams, you've got the reigning champs in town tonight. What are you guys looking for ahead of tonight?
Yeah, obviously they're a really good team. They're on a little bit of a heater right now. Got really good goal scoring, so just got to find ways to minimize that, and basically just play a good, consistent all-around game. Nice to be back home after a little bit of a road trip. So yeah.
Thank you, Sip.
Breakthrough on the power play last game. Is that the type of thing you can maybe snowball and kind of get things going here? I guess for you, as far as getting the puck through.
Yeah, I guess as an individual, it's nice to get one, but at the same time, we got to get our power play rolling as a group, and that's got to be an area of focus over this next bit, and make sure that we're at least trying to do the right things moving forward. And it's not that we're not; it's just sometimes not clicking, and I think it's going to start clicking. You feel it. Power play goal last 2 games, so it's nice to see.
Thank you.
Back from a long road trip, successful, couple of bumps. How are you feeling kind of being back in here and facing the 2-time Stanley Cup champs?
It's nice to be home. Obviously, yeah, long trip. A bit of a tough schedule, 4 and 6, and I mean 3.5 with a little bit of travel, but nothing that we've never been a part of before, and that's just part of the season, and maybe even more so now just with the condensed schedule and just the big break in February. So feeling good. Obviously, would have liked to play a little bit better game on the start of the road trip, and at the end of it, obviously, it was nice to get a point late, but now we want to take care of our stuff here. And, we've been rolling at home. It's going to be a tough test tonight. They're playing on back-to-back, so yeah, we want to be ready to go.
I think you were 4 years old when the 1996 Avs team won Stanley Cup. You probably don't have any hockey memories.
No, I don't. No, but I feel like I remember a lot. Like from then on, I feel like to the early 2000s, like the Avs, the Wings, like there's a lot of good matchup rivalries, highlights that still get played, and just so many legends to kind of come through and be a part of the franchise here. It's pretty cool to see these guys here. I'm not familiar with all the names, a couple of names and a couple of guys, obviously, like Forsberg, Lemieux, and maybe 1 or 2 others, but
Sakic.
Yeah, Sakic, yeah. I mean, he counts, but he's obviously, we see him all on the daily. Yeah, I mean, he's just a funny guy too all the time. So yeah, it's cool to see how those guys being honored, the legacy that they had, the impact that they had, and the bond obviously that happens when you win and lasts forever.
I guess when you play the Stanley Cup champions like the Panthers, is it a measuring stick? I mean, is it anything, or is it just a game?
I think you definitely have a target when you're the champs. So yeah, we want to be ready to go, and I feel like that's something. Yeah, you could put a little bit more emphasis on that, and obviously this year is different, but they're going through a couple injuries on a road trip. A lot of different things you can kind of factor into the game, but for us, we want to be worried about our game, getting on the forecheck, kind of limit their transition and be ready for them. And even though they're banged up and maybe not at the top right now this year, they've still got a really dangerous team.
With the way that you guys are performing right now, I mean, goal differential's off the charts, and with the performance, like you mentioned, 3 games in 4 days, 4 games in 6, does that almost take the pressure off you guys a little bit, knowing that you can have bad games and still perform well?
I feel like, the pressure's going to be there for sure. I said it actually at the start of the trip, right before we lost to New York. It just kind of feels like we have a great group that isn't satisfied and kind of goes out there every day. It's a new challenge, new test. Every game's going to be a different script, and Betsy does a great job of kind of laying out a game plan, providing us with information on what their tendencies are, what we're going to want to try and do. And I think everyone kind of goes into it with a pretty clear slate and not really looking at big picture things right now. But obviously we have really high hopes and aspirations for the team. But we kind of come in here every day like it's kind of game one mentality, and nothing really hangs on us, and we never really get too high. So I feel like I think we just come and show up and ready to work.
Is there anything that was kind of pinpointed on this road trip that you guys are focused on coming back into Ball Arena?
We touched a little bit. I mean, obviously New York maybe wasn't our best defensive game, and I thought later in the trip we did a better job of that. And a couple games maybe where goaltenders played well for us and covered us up, which I mean you're going to need that at times, but we want to try and lower that number more than giving up chances. So for us, I think just getting back to it, I think our offense is going to come if we check tight, limit their chances. We're going to get our chances off turnovers, transition, and then obviously from there you can kind of snowball that into forecheck and ozone.
Having been winning just on that streak that you guys are going on, when you guys lose a game like that, does that throw your chemistry off in any way, or does that kind of build it up even?
No, I think it was. I mean, you want to win them all. You're never going to be able to. It's obviously not realistic, but like I said, like during that streak, it didn't feel like we were kind of on top of the world. Everyone was just kind of showing up, working day by day, one at a time, different ways to win games, which obviously is a sign of a good team. And you're going to run into a bump of the road, and you got to face a little bit of adversity. So when you lose a game, it's a good reset. I think just kind of fires everybody up and want to get back out there and get a win, and we're able to do that.
Thank you so much.